Good afternoon. Today is Monday, February the 26th, and the time right now is 4 minutes to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we can see that today is going to be likely to be a very quiet day because there are no major economic data that will be released tonight. And after a very volatile session last Friday on the back of a blockbuster earning reports from Nvidia for Q4, which single-handedly took equity markets in the States to fresh all-time high. So we can see the Dow Jones here prices is possibly going to continue to trade higher, but I suspect there's going to be a little bit of profit taking in tonight's trading, leading to the midweek trading activity. We can see that prices traded to a high of 39,285.17 in the Dow, and the market ended up with a reversal pattern at the very top here. So this is the reason why I said there could be some kind of profit taking going into tonight's trading, perhaps even tomorrow. And if that's the case, I think the area between 38,700 to 38,800 is going to be a good area for the market to actually aim for. And if the market doesn't have an accelerated collapse, then I think the market is possibly poised to take out the 39,285 high towards perhaps 39,500 on the way to 40,000 perhaps. Okay, so watch out for some kind of profit taking going into tonight's trading. And in the S&P 500, we see the same thing. Market has been pretty quiet in the current trading, and I think there is a good chance market may ease off a little bit towards the 5,063 to 5,070 levels. And if we can hold, I think the market will be poised to go up again beyond the 5,110.75 high that we saw last Friday. And in the Nasdaq, now Nasdaq also have a marginal high. 18,096.45. Again, I do suspect that we will probably see some kind of profit taking as well to perhaps the 17,600, the 17,700 range. And if the market doesn't collapse, I think there's a good chance market may go up again towards the 18,280 levels. So this will be the at least the short-term play. In the Nikkei 225, Nikkei have traded to a 35 years high. This is a fresh all-time high in the Nikkei, and the market is at 39,635.3. Last Friday, this morning, we saw a little bit of profit taking, and if this continues into the next 24 hours, I think there's a good chance market may drift back a little bit to somewhere at 38,400 to 38,600. And if it can hold, then I think the market is poised to go up higher. Upside target about 40,500. And the Hang Seng is a little bit crucial right now because we can see that the rally that we saw in January has unfolded in a three-way, but this is looking to be a very corrective pattern unless the market accelerates beyond the 17,171 high that we see here. So most likely we'll probably see prices coming down. If the market wants to go up, I think the top side resistance will be at 17,000 to 17,171. And most likely, like I said, either it go up first or it come down straight away. And if this market comes down and take out the 15,243.6, I think we can effectively conclude that the rebound is over and the market is resuming its downtrend. But be very careful selling this Hang Seng because something fundamental have changed. I think the governments in the central government in China is definitely determined to hold the market this time, and that could actually cause a sea change in the sentiment in Chinese equity, including those in Hong Kong. And in the dollar itself, you can see dollar has pulled back a little bit from the high of 104.85 to as low as 103.32 that we saw last week. And this market have a bounce off that low to trade to a high of 104.04. So I think near term there is a possibility of further rise in the index itself, but the top side is going to be quite limited because I think the market is trying to do a three-wave pullback, and this three-wave maybe we'll see a counter trend three-wave in a lower degree towards the 104.24 to 104.30 levels. And if that's the case, look out for some kind of selling signal to appear from that range for the market to go back down to test the 102.54 low. Okay, so near term, I do expect the dollar to actually ease off further, and that means principal currency may have a chance to rally. And in the euro versus the dollar, the rebound in the euro dollar have a high of just under 109, and we can see the market pull back and now it's stabilizing. There's a very good odds that it may actually gun for 107.80 to as low as 107.60, and that will be a good area to pick up some long position for the continuation three-wave move towards a 110 level. And in the sterling does looks like it has completed its three-wave bound and is vulnerable to the downside. Of course, the structure is very different from the euro dollar. You can see most of the time, you can see sterling has been going sideways in a very broad range between 108 128 to 125. So right now the market have a bounce here, and it ended at the equality level at 127.09 last week, and since then the market has been struggling. So I think if that's the case, there's a good chance that the market may be vulnerable to the downside. And if we do see a pullback, this time the market at 125.80 may not be able to hold. Let's see what happens between 125 even to 125 25 levels. Okay, good chance. There's a good chance market may go down and test a 125. In the Aussie does looks like it has not finished its corrective rebound. The low at 0.6443 does appear to be still unfolding. I think there's a good chance the market, if after a brief pullback to test the 0.6530, may actually decide that it may be it may want to bounce higher. So top side for me, anywhere between 0.66 half to 0.6670 could be an intermediate target. Dollar Canadian is also struggling right now. The market actually went up to a high of 135.85, and since then it has been struggling with a three-wave pullback. And it does appear that the three-year pullback is not over. I think we will probably see further decline in the dollar versus Canadian, very much in line with the outlook for the dollar index. And if that's the case, anywhere between the 134.10 to as low as 135.60 could be an area in which a market may want to try. Okay, and in dollar yen upside is going to get increasingly limited. Like I said, the 152 has been a very well watched area of fear for the Bank of Japan intervention. So anything above 151 is going to be very, very volatile. So be very careful trading, buying the dollar yen beyond 151, because the risk of a Bank of Japan intervention is very, very real. So right now the market is trading at 150.42. Top side also quite limited. I suspect they would try and take it a little bit higher to see how far they can push this dollar yen. I suspect somewhere between 151.20 to 151.90, the market will be capped, and that may see another pullback. So again, I'm not going to take up any position in dollar yen. If I'm going to do so, I will be more than happy to see if I can sell this dollar yen. Okay, but basically because the fear of intervention is pretty real in dollar yen. In the precious metal, we can see gold has bounced back to a high of $2,041.26 last Friday, and now it has eased off a little bit. Last traded was $2,033. It may continue to ease off. The one area here to watch out will be $2,008 to $2,010. If the market can go down this much and can hold, then that will be a good prospect for another rally beyond the 2088 high that we saw in the middle of December. So let's see if the market can actually see this price one more time. Okay, and in the silver market, silver does appear to be still unfolding in a three-wave pattern. The rebound from $21.87 does appear to be still unfolding, and the low traded at $22.56 seems to be the swing low for this run. And if that's the case, the market may actually be gunning for something higher at $23.76 as my projected target. In crude oil, you can see crude oil has been respecting this area here at $79.18 to $79.46 being the previous high here. So you can see the market did not quite get into this range of prices and has actually been coming down rather sharply from the high, currently trading at $76.23 this morning. No view for the crude oil. It does appear that technically it should be selling, but the thing is that I wouldn't dare to sell crude oil because the geopolitical tension in the Middle East is actually holding me back, because I feel that the overall geopolitical tension is going to get from bad to worse, and that could actually be bullish for oil prices, despite the technical outlook suggesting that we may see lower prices in crude oil. So I'm just going to leave it aside and see what happens. Okay, and in Bitcoin, the Bitcoin has actually been trying to trade beyond the 53,000 handle last Thursday. At the same time, where Nvidia releases their earning reports for Q4 on Thursday morning Asia time, we can see during the same time the Bitcoin actually wanted to punch beyond the 53,000, but was met with stiff resistance above that area. And within a 2 hours period, we can see Bitcoin prices was slammed back to $50,800. And this is pretty sharp. Okay, so what it does tells us is that above 53,000, there are very determined selling pressure. So that being the case, I think there will be more profit taking. I would not believe that people will want to try to take the market higher again, knowing that the 53,000 levels are going to be very steep resistance. So most likely, I think we'll see some profit taking. And if this profit taking endures for the next 48 hours, we may see prices of Bitcoin actually drifting lower, perhaps into 47,700 to 48,400 levels. Now, that will be a much better area to actually position long, because the overall trend in Bitcoin still remains very, very bullish. So this is all I have for you for today. In the meantime, you take care, and I'll come back to you tomorrow with further updates. Bye-bye.